What's up everybody, it's me Aerith again. I'm just making another video on the Sentinels versus C9 game from the Sen City Classic. Uh, this time though, I am doing it from the perspective that Sentinels is attacking and Cloud9 is now defending. So, I'll try my best to talk about the game itself, what I think players should be doing, what they aren't doing, or just like general, just like seeing how they play their strats together. Okay? And whenever I am not talking, I'll try to keep the sound on. I'll do a little bit back and forth, probably. But yeah, let's get right into it.
Oh, cut off long. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so many layers to it.
Yeah, the actual the diagonal one like that, so they can hop up on the box on the other
So
side.
currently,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
what's just happening is they're going back to the prior round, the last round of that just happened. So let's see how they're setting up. Let's skip this. Okay, so they're setting up 4 towards B, and then John QT alone on A. They're basically trying to just pull rotates out over towards A, but because B is playing a little slow and there's no follow up after the fade, I think that's why everyone's just rotating, because there's no follow up, there's no nothing else besides that one fade thing. The moment I feel like they made noise A is the moment they should have. I think they needed to be a little bit further up. We do see that there's a cipher cam set somewhere that's a little bit that can see over the wall, which I do kind of like. It's different, but I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of it because you have to rotate it if you want to look through mid. But I think the big issue here wasn't that. I think it's either they had to have pushed out more. They needed to get, like, maybe if they were to push somewhere. If you look at my mini map on the top left, I think they needed to maybe get a little bit closer before Fade started dogging, because the moment Fade started dogging, they assumed a lot more was gonna happen. Like, you see how they're taking a fight here. Like, if you're watching this round, look how much util is being thrown from both sides. I think that is what they're expecting. So when they don't see a lot of this util kind of just being pushed out immediately, or just like not even in general, like no util from like multiple people, the assumption is that they're not actually pushing there, and I think that's a valid play and a valid thought process. I like how narrate is here. He did peek a little early for his team, but now that he's dead, that they can have full attention towards A main, because they're assuming that is the lurk. They heard a lot of people pushing towards A. I do like how Astra does get scanned here, because the moment Astra gets scanned here, the enemy team still has to hesitate to see if they're pushing A. But because I think Cypher's starting to hear them push through, they start. Ooh, I think they get Cypher with that trip. Do they not get Cypher with that? No, they do get Cypher with that. Why do? I'm surprised they don't push. I guess they worry that too many people already have rotated. Since Cypher's on site here, they're worried that Neon, when they push on site, might die to trip. Interesting. They do get the kill there. And the only reason I think this is actually okay. Oh shoot, Neon being able to not be seen. I think that's just very unlucky timing. Um, but yeah, I do think when it comes to that play, the only reason why they were able to go back so fast is because Astro was on A main. They didn't have to at least check as much, so they can just hopefully just full rush site instead of having to worry about other things. I do kind of like how Cypher's not playing super predictably wise, like setup wise, but also location wise. Because the moment you are predictable location wise, especially as a Cypher, if there's an enemy KO, you are actually kind of screwed, because you get sucked in so easily. You get KO knife, your trips go down, nothing is of value anymore of your util. Okay, so they are gonna be going into a. You can hear a live voice comm, so I'm gonna let this play. Hear what they have to say. The enemy, the team.
On it.
That's awesome.
That's actually hilarious. Oh my god.
When you guys come
Oh, listen to him right here. C9, right? Yeah.
I got up. Be hard, guys. Be hard. I have it. Calm down. Listen to me. Just keep the listen, I'm gonna go towards. Can you put us on or no?
Hopefully this.
They got fatal. They're gonna refight with fatal. Come into mid right now. I'm gonna drone it. We're gonna go through door, okay? We're gonna go through door. Fuck off. You can't cross. You can't cross. Smoke it.
I got the windshield
Big voice from the team there.
That can't be.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's fine. Okay.
They're getting viewed. Getting viewed.
You can just drone it.
I got viewed.
They're mid. I'm mid. Sit on.
Can you just drone through mid or no? Right now?
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Yes. Let's break the turret.
They know about KJ turret. I do. Oh wow.
Killjoy is B. Killjoy is B.
Back into the site.
He's running market right now.
It's actually incorrect that the Killjoy is running outside B. They're trying to make A pressure.
I'm coming.
It's gonna be A
So
for
they
sure.
did the A pressure they wanted. They pulled the rotate.
So there is a lot of things that are going on right now. A lot of people are calming at the same time. Basically, while they were in mid at not KJ, Sova and KO, they were kind of holding towards mid. Sova was basically calming to his team that he's gonna drone up mid into this area so he can break turret. I guess they have seen turret here a lot, so because of that, they're trying to make sure that they can break it to allow for the enemy team Sentinels to have less control or just knowledge about what's happening here. Because the moment they cross this this line and they cross like this line, turret will see them. And if turret sees them, Sentinels know that the moment the moment shots are fired, they could be pushed up somewhere into spawn. So, but because there's no information of the turret shooting, they can always just run through this without fail. And I think that's very smart. I really like it. They could technically, hypothetically, if KJ always put a turret here, if Cypher were to push up, cage this, and then walk through, they can get through. But the thing is, now you're worried about, do they know I put cage here? If they know I put cage here, now they have to worry about me here. Or you can just fake it. Like, either way, it's not like you actually have to push off your util, because now the moment they have worry that you could be here or like in their spawn, they can't just run so easily back and forth. And I think that would be a really good play. But I do like how Rossi's trying to make sure that turret gets broken. I do like that a lot. I think that's a smart play. But let's go back into it.
Now they're hitting B.
Guys,
Nothing straight. Nothing straight. Select this, guys.
I'm playing. I'm gonna play flower.
That's the wrong read.
30 seconds
They're all
left.
B long or
I'll recon when they come in.
Oh wow.
One of those.
Do you see him?
So actually, this cam isn't as good as I thought it is. For sure, the reason I don't think it's that good anymore is because we're seeing his perspective of Moose, but if you look back, you can watch KJ cross, but you don't see KJ. So basically the moment someone's hugging that wall, you don't have guaranteed information. I like the positioning of the camera because it is so weird that it's most likely not a cam that you would notice a lot. But the moment your enemy team sees it once, I don't think this is like honestly a good cam, because they can play this. They can play very hidden behind this wall, this building. He does have trips though set up for anyone pushing into halls or anyone pushing onto site. So either way, he is fine. He won't get hurt. Guaranteed he won't die from this play. But it is kind of dangerous because now let's say they push up onto site, right? But they all hug this wall. They're still A. You're gonna have so much less time. So Cypher's probably, if Sentinels play this well, I think Cypher's basically dead, like guarantee. But yeah, let's go back into it.
Call it, Caleb. 2B. Do it.
Face your fear!
He does hear them pushing B through the footsteps. So I think that was a good call. That was a good thing he also noticed. He didn't have to see them. He can hear them as well. But again, I do think that cam is not great. But again, let's get back into it.
Watch over site.
It's going out?
Yeah, what the hell?
That's
3v3,
crazy.
3v3.
I'm darting.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
If you did not see this, I think this is a very good play. So we know where Bang is. They don't. They don't know that Astra is currently here. Actually, let me do this really quick. I don't know if it's just me or if it feels like bad quality. But I want to upgrade the quality a little bit, make it feel a little bit better. But you can see immediately right here, we see Astra here. So the moment they ult, Cypher could have not, like, they know that at least they got somebody, but also they can assume that this person can't hear. There's no shot. It's like someone's here. There could, like, in their mind there could be somebody here, but just like if you peek this angle, you're most likely only gonna see one person, not two. You could possibly see two in this moment, but they have Astra watching here. So KG pushes up. She takes this fight here. The reason she takes this fight, now that she takes this fight, she doesn't see anybody. Astra has a lot more leeway within this moment. The reason I say that is because, let's say you're standing right where KO was standing a couple seconds ago, right? You see your Cypher die. You're kind of like, you see KO. You can see that he's physically watching this angle, right? You see him waiting for a possible lurk. But Cypher dies. Immediately, as Cypher dies, Bang starts pushing out. But KO's pushing here because now he's worried KJ might be pushing into KO. So he's trying to get a good angle on KJ. But because that happens, Astra does take the fight and wins. I do think KJ should have taken the fight with Astra. So basically KJ would have waited for Astra to peek, so they both peek at the same time, basically having a cross of guaranteeing that fight. You can see KO does look back at the time that Astra does peek. That is a lucky timing where Astra was able to just get that kill. But basically having KJ here, Astra here, should almost guarantee that fight. He could have been there, he could have been there. It is like a possibility, but it's much better taking those fights together versus just one-on-one fights. So let's go back into it again.
Street, guys, one street. One backside, one street.
That's fine. Let's go for the
Two. Where's the guns?
That was hard.
Right?
That was hard. That camera's insane, yeah.
I feel like it doesn't count.
In my personal opinion, when it was in this position, I think for a little bit they could have definitely played cross. Astra and KJ again, like a moment of you could definitely play cross here, but I think the reason they don't play cross in that moment, like in my mind, I think I would have played cross there, but thinking like seeing it now, they don't know where Astra and Silva both are. So the moment they kind of back up, I think that's a very high EQ, is that they can make sure no one's pushing off the site, right? They have Fade, KO, and KJ on site to hopefully make sure no one pushes Astra from that point. So now, where does Astra go? Astra now looks at her flank. She looks here. She's basically making sure no one's pushing her.
Two.
So it plays that angle. I like that angle.
That was hard. That camera's insane, yeah.
I feel like it doesn't catch them in time.
probably
Though.
already up street.
Like by the time you see them there, like
he was
if
back.
you're already
He was
on
back.
A, like you're not getting back in time.
I guess it's nice because you can see street as well.
Rossi breaking, trying to just see if anyone's there, trying to get a kill, an early kill maybe. I think that's honestly fine. I think that's honestly very doable. It just, I think after he darts there now, his shark darts, what does he do next, right?
Or a little bit, right? Just a little bit.
I got it.
But yeah, you're right. Like,
So we can see now for sure Vic's just trying to get a gun. He's solely there to try to get a gun. Now, in the moment I paused, this is kind of interesting. I never noticed that before. But yeah, again, getting a new gun for themselves while he plays on B just to make sure, I guess, if anyone pushes.
By the time you see them on the camera, they're already like in the site basically.
Yeah, so they're just there.
Punish them.
It's coming already.
Together.
Tarek, we're gonna try.
Last player standing.
I do think that's okay because they should have enough money for next round. Him dying there. Vic getting a gun though can guarantee like his teammates getting more guns.
Check it.
But I do think they need to see if they can get like if Vic can get a pick in this moment, that'd be very ideal for them. The reason I say that is if you look at their money, right? 300, 650, 400, 350. This is the third round of the half. The moment you're on the third round of the half and you don't win, if you are buying up on third round, you're most likely going to have situations where you see very low money. He has money to buy next round. So in my personal opinion, I would not save here. I would definitely force a fight. Hopefully to maybe get another one to a worse gun.
How is that so aggressive when you
Not
pulled that?
insane.
It's like locked in here.
Yeah,
I don't know if
honestly.
I've tried this.
I've never tried this
They're
flavor.
pulling- they're pushing
Iced
really low
vanilla
right now, so
berry.
I don't think this is the move. In my personal opinion, having a fight where you have basically 4 good guns, guarantee that's very difficult because like the chances of you losing is very plausible. So I think Vic not taking a fight there after getting the gun wasn't the smartest play, in my opinion. I don't think that would have been what I think people should be pushing in that moment, especially if you know you're going to get a gun next round. But it's not like they're going for op, I assume. If they're going for op, then maybe Vic can do it. But if your team's not an opping team, go for the kills on third round, especially if you are the lower, like lesser buy in that moment. Go for it. I don't think not going for it will benefit you anymore. I think it'll honestly hurt you more, if anything. I like that KO and Molly. That KO Molly that Zelsis threw was able to get Cypher to kind of push back, but it also kind of pulls Neon a little bit towards mid, because originally Neon was playing with Sova, so now she's more pulled towards B. I think that's smart, playing more towards B, because you see a lot of YouTube getting thrown. You gotta make sure, but then once you see all these YouTubes getting thrown out by towards A, Neon rotates to A. I like it, very smart. They get spammed, they're getting spammed. Again, I think this is very smart by their team. So the moment Neon pushes up, they aren't really peaking right now. But I think also Fade, Astra, basically everyone besides Neon and KO are waiting in the smoke because they don't know. Like, they have no information on where people are. They have that dart that's kind of going to scan them if they go out, so they're worried the moment they walk out, they're going to die, right? I think that's very understandable why they're waiting in smoke. So the round plays out, though. They're waiting in smoke still. I like this. The moment Oxy concusses the smoke. So now, because they had to wait because of Silva Dart, and now that they got concussed, this is perfect spam time. And you see this right here. Watch. Concuss. You can see now Vic is peeking out. Even though there's still smoke, he decides to peek out because this whole time he's been waiting for them to kind of push out. But now that Oxy concusses the smoke, Vic pushes out, and look at this. 1, 2. He gets 2 kills off spamming, just instantly. He again spams some more. I think I think that was a very good play by Cloud9. I think that was very well played. I think because of Rossi darting here, Sentinels had to wait. They didn't want to just walk into some crossfire. They didn't want to walk in just easily getting scanned, you know. And then after the dart went down, Neon was able to immediately concuss this. Vic immediately started shooting into the smoke, got 2. Perfect. I do think now in this moment, best case scenario, Neon grabs bomb, runs it to B. Zelsis probably has to make... It's 4v2. Zelsis needs to make a play. So I would assume Zelsis would have to push up into their spawn a little bit to hopefully get a pick on Zeppa. But let's see what they do. So, smokes do go down. Neon is deciding to push onto site. Taps bomb. That's a very crazy play. But I think could make sense. But now that I look at it, time is so low. Neon doesn't know where to push from. I guess they want to save guns here, but they do have money. Actually, I guess Neri doesn't have a lot of money here. So maybe they're trying to make sure they can at least guarantee buy for him. Yeah. Even though the enemy team only has like one person that can actually buy, it's kind of ideal for them because now they can definitely buy for Oxy if they don't have anyone else die. But I think... Let me see. I'm gonna go back for a second. If... So you see Neon instantly just beaming it out, right? Okay. You know, I think maybe that might have been okay of a play. You have like about 12 seconds here, but you have barely any sprint left. I think the moment you combat to your team, it's understandable that you are not gonna make it to B. In all honesty, I really think you could make it to B, but it'll be super tight on the time. He doesn't have any dashes either, but I think it's actually kind of doable. But I guess them playing back and like kind of saying like they will just let them take this round, I think it's fine. I do think though, if they were ever in a situation where they were lower, like if it was like, let's say 8-9, 8-10, I think you gotta go for it. In this moment, I think you will be tied around. Sure. But again, this is a little bit of hindsight bias. But again, also, I do think this, I guess, makes sense a little bit because they're behind. I mean, they're ahead. They can maybe give a round to them. So they back off. And again, let me just say this. The reason they probably don't immediately push through here, either the Neon, truly is, I think, much smarter of a play than just rushing it. It is, again, hindsight, so I have that info to know that no one's there, but they don't know that. So the moment they run through this, there could be someone here, there could be someone here, because KO never really went here to check, right? KO went to site to basically make sure they had a little bit of sight, but even once it played out, he didn't push into their spawn. You can see Zelsis, he backs off. So I feel like if they decided for the KO to push into here, I think the Neon then could peek in much easier and maybe get the plant down. Possibly. Very possibly. I think for sure if it wasn't Neon having the bomb, I don't think this is doable. It has to be a Neon in this situation because you just don't have enough time and you need to have some sprint. But yeah, said my piece. I'll let the round finish out. You can see Astra and Silva kind of peeking out main, seeing if they can get a pick. I like how Neon's just holding spot. Round's over.
Or like Phoenix.
Do they time out here?
Harbor, yeah.
This is a timeout from Sentinels. Okay, it was a timeout from Sentinels. I was like, if it was a timeout from C9, I think that's honestly very troll. They won that round. I think they're playing well. Honestly, I think that was very like. I think your team is playing well. That there's no reason to calm them out, to coach them for anything. In this moment, I'm trying to think what Kaplan, their Sentinels coach, might want to say to them. I feel like in my mind, my best thought of what Kaplan might be saying to Sentinels is that they're trying to outplay them too much or out rotate them too much. Maybe just try one hard hit, because then the moment a team likes to try to rotate you a lot, you're not gonna want to full commit to the rotate as easily, you know? So by maybe forcing a push out immediately, like a hard push onto a site, it will now more likely have people rotate a little bit faster, you know? And now you can see like Sentinels are hard stacking B side. I do kind of like this play from Kaplan and maybe just Sentinels team. They're kind of ready for it. Smoke it off first. Sentinel, yeah, there you go. Now this Neon has to worry about if someone's crossed. I like this a lot. Now you can see they're just hard pushing now from this point. They do kind of back up. Ooh, he does kill one. They instantly smoke. I think they should just re-hit here. The reason I think this is because they definitely I think they need to set a precedent to the enemy team that they can re-hit. Because it seems like they haven't been re-hitting a lot. They hear the drone come up, they immediately break it. They know that they're here now. Now that they know that they're here, it's like they have 40 seconds on the clock. They either have to run towards A or just commit to B. I do think at this point now, yeah, the more and more they wait, the more they have to just commit to B. So I think they're gonna wait. I think they're waiting for their util basically to be ready. They knife immediately. They throw mollies. They see all four. They got to. Sentinels has to make some move. They have to push because they know all four are there. They can just all hold this cross. Wow. Vic dying there, it was crazy. Wow. Wow, that was very. I don't know if it was well played by Sentinels or if C9 trolled that more. Cause like, okay, when you look at this, right? You have Rossi and Zeppa on the other side of Vic, right? They dog this direction. They don't even dog Vic. So he has a shot here. He doesn't take the shot. I don't know if it's because of greed or if he wanted to guarantee the head tap, but Zekin flicks there. And I think, okay, in this moment, wait, hold on, let me replay this. Do I think Vic trolled or do I think Zekin just outplayed him? Bang. I think Zekin just outplayed him there, honestly, more than Vic trolled. And then immediately Zeppa and Rossi kind of back up. They kind of don't peek off in that moment. They kind of wait for Vic to die before peeking, honestly, it seems like. Rossi does get blind, tries to get a little kill, and they lose that. I really think Zekin killing Vic there was the catalyst for them to win that. The moment they broke that cross, the moment Vic died, Zelsis, what the fuck? Zeppa and Rossi just does not peak in that moment. So yeah, I definitely think that's on. Definitely think Zekin getting that opening kill was guns blazing for them. I do think this is interesting. I kind of like that. They instantly and util dump kind of towards A, trying to make them think that they are towards A. But again, they are doing this fake stuff a lot. Like they like to fake a site first before actually pushing a site on. But now that they're ulting here, it's like guaranteed. Like people should know that they're pushing this site. Wow, I'm surprised he didn't die sooner. Neon, he was alive for a very long time, in all honesty. I feel like so many people who could have seen him. I'm also surprised they don't spam the box. Do they have? No, they don't have guns. Zeppa's the only one with the gun. Zeppa gets killed by Narrate. I like that little peek really quick. With the eye, you gotta, like, when as a KO, you probably would be, like, worried that the eye's gonna see you, so you might, like, move a little bit. Ooh, oh my god, that's so unnecessary. Oh my. That was very lucky by Zekin that he ran out of bullets. It was a guaranteed then loss for Cloud9 there, but, like, if you look back, here, right? You have 3 people hauled. You kill Rossi, great. You don't need to peek. Like, okay, Fade and Neon can peek if they want together, but it feels super dangerous for no reason, right? You're peeking. Vic kills John QT. Zelsus peeks. I don't think Zelsus is actually trolling in this moment. I understand why he peeks is because, right, kills Rossi, Neon and Fade both peek, but I think you can see that there's miscommunication. Zelsus, for that split second, hesitates. The moment Zelsus hesitates, he doesn't peek at the same time that Fade and Neon do to Vic. If Zelsus peeks at the same time as Vic and as Neon and Fade onto Astra, I think they would have guaranteed won that. Maybe just lost only John QT, not Zelsus as well. But because Vic had to take those fights, he couldn't really reload. He does peek again with 1 bullet, whiffs, gets the kill onto Zek. Zek gets the kill onto Vic. But truly that was a very lucky. If he was able to just, I think if he was able to reload, I need to hear how much time they had left on that bomb.
Thank God he ran out of ammo. What are we doing?
Look at a dead.
Hearing that, just like the beep itself, it definitely had.
On John C's.
He definitely had enough time to reload. Maybe he was worried that Zekin might have pushed him, but I do not think that was the right play, is to peek in that moment for Vic. The moment he shot those 2 bullets, I think someone should have told him to just reload. I don't think that would have been the move. But I guess because they're pros, maybe they think they can get that 1 shot, 1 kill. Maybe Zekin was low enough to die. Actually, let me see. How low was he? So Zekin kills Vic. He's 100 HP. No, I don't think that's the move for Vic, but I respect the play, but I don't think that was the move here. I'm surprised that Octi was that long. Good pick on narrates half. Already calmed enough about what I saw here. They do again immediately. I like that. I like that a lot. They flash it, they fade eye it, so Neon can now push up and immediately get that info of where they could be. Neon knows for sure no one's here, no one should be here, and if they are here, getting seen by eye, they're gonna be flashed. So by Neon pushing out in this moment, gives you a lot of comfort for your team. I like that play a lot. So let's see what they were trying to do here. They got the pick on Neon early, so now they know at least Neon is out of the picture. A really quick rotate. Looks like Narrate has this lineup for, I would assume, back hall somewhere. The molly's for here. I see. I like that. So now you basically force them to either push onto site or push them further back. KO ult here. I like this ult. Good ult, good ult. Neon walling. I like this. You gotta break that. Wow, wait. I just realized that's very smart. KO ults, right? And they know Cypher normally sets up B. But Cypher's on A. Because Cypher's on A, KO's ult doesn't stop him. So his utility's still up. You know what? Actually, I don't think Zekken's in the wrong for this one. You get pinged by Tripwire, you don't expect that. Especially with the KO ult in place, I would not expect that. That's very smart, very smart. So, okay. Ooh, okay. Unlucky. But, personally, I don't think that was on Sentinels at all. I think Sentinels didn't fumble that. I think Cloud9 just played that smarter. Having that ult, having the trips over at B, but having Cypher at A. I think that was a very just smart outplay on their part. Interesting. So let's see what they're doing here. So Zekken's definitely going to be ulting right off rip for the round. Oh, it doesn't get knifed. That's good. He can ult once he gets kind of closer. I guess they're waiting to push through market first. I like that, I guess. Double checking. Yep, okay, making sure everything's clear here. They do see some info. Zekken is waiting, I think, for more of a push from his team. He peeks out. Asher gets a trade-off on Sova. So, yeah, I like that. KJ kind of waiting in smoke was interesting to me. I don't think Zeus has had it either. But I think I don't know, like, looking at it from his positioning in smoke, he's like kind of like ready to peek from it. But maybe he just didn't expect them to push out so quickly. But he has alarm bot set up. He has a lot of util, kind of a nid. So he's basically... KJ playing there is basically just making sure no one's pushing up towards them. The moment he hears people on site, he starts rotating for his team. Both Sentinels are playing. I don't like how they planted there, especially when Narrate is not able to see it. Moose almost gets the defuse. But I definitely think in that moment, as a... Okay, wait. But, okay, let's talk about this plant side, right? You plant here. If they do not peek you, if they do not retap bomb, you have to assume, especially if you're playing ARP area, that they are holding bomb. If Narrate did not peek in this moment, like did not slow walk to this moment, I would have assumed he's trolling. I think that would have been a fumble or throw on his part. I think Moose holding this here is very smart. It is a little dangerous though, because, yeah, I feel like any smart player should peek out if the Cypher is not peeking. And then bang, KG gets the kill. But I think they both played that to the best of their ability. But also I think Narrate, being a pro player, understands how much time they have. He understands that he can slow walk and peek and still get the kill, versus someone who might not be as well versed with that. This is kind of crazy to me that Narrate still didn't, like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of an interesting play. John QT kind of did whiff there, seeing that. He did kind of whiff. But everyone has those days, you know? Nobody's perfect. Even the pros. So, again, on timeout, I'm thinking, what can I come to my team now? Right? What is their goal here? So, Sentinels, what have they been doing? They've been kind of forcing a site, but The reason I'm hesitant is because now they've shown that they can push B, they can push mid, and they can kind of push A. A main kind of seems like they don't put as much of their their players into. It seems much more heavy into mid and B right now, but before they've been playing a lot towards A. So it's like I'm trying to think what would be the best type of advice. For stacking A is kind of crazy in my mind. They do scan Fade, who has bomb, but they aren't aware of that because they've been kind of switching back and forth who has bomb, and I think that's very smart. Once you know who plants the entire time, if you ever scan them or like with a initiator, as in like KO or Sova, that's very strong knowledge that you know who planner is. So by switching up planner a lot, I think that gives you the best chance of success too. I kind of like this mid aggressive push. Them having mid this much is very strong. But I like how Sentinels kind of counterplay them here. They make a lot of noise towards B. Sentinels tend to wait anyways. Wow, they're even committing to an ult to this. They commit the ult, make some noise, use their alarm util. They're not trying to die, it doesn't look like. Their goal shouldn't be death. Ooh, they get a kill, they get another. Wow, Zelsus plays that smart. They even get the plant. Wait, where was narrating all of this, right? Let's see. So they basically two-man push this, two-man fake this, and the ult was very convincing. But they were able to get 2 for 2. Wow, and they're on the wrong side. I think this is a really well played. Like, that's just really well played by them. I like how Cloud9 though are playing together, making sure they don't get picked. I don't like how no one's holding a gun. It does kind of worry me. Okay, I was about to say, if they all go through mid, I don't think that's ideal. I think they need to have some split push. Like, I think, though, by running together, though, for the most majority of it, until they get closer to the site, is best case. Nary getting the kill onto KO. Good. Ooh, okay. Zekin getting that kill there. Getting another kill. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that was well played by Zekin for sure. But yeah, I really think Sentinels just more outplayed them there than Cloud9 trolling. So there he gets that kill, kind of keeps spamming because he knows probably another one's there. Because Zekin is watching him is watching his side. What the fuck's... Well, they eventually got him to work. But yeah. I do like that play a lot. Like, they were finally able to convince Cloud9, though, to hard rotate to B-site. But I think after that, they can't assume that they're going to be doing that anymore. I like that. I like that high-low peak kind of. The one gets concussed blow, kind of backs up. And then Neon is expecting to be in a concussed fight, but they are in a regular fight. Disadvantaged for Neon. Disadvantage for Oxy. Let's see. John QT taking this slow. I like this dog. Immediately getting that info. Ooh, throws that. Making sure. Yep. Instantly ults onto A side. I like it. Rossi ulting is very interesting. Wow. Wait, wait, Neon just push up? Was that it? Oh yeah, Neon was just pushing up. That was what he was doing. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Get spammed by Bang. I like that. I like that spam. Making sure no one can push up. I like that ult. The ult forces them back into Zelsis. Wait, that's actually so good. Because, wow, I respect this play a lot. Zelsis is pushing out. KJ instantly ults. they have to now push into Zelsis. Bang. He almost whipped that. Wow. Rossi playing on site though, very risky. But it worked out. Sen won that round. I think that was a very well played situation by the team. I do think though Cloud9 kind of troll here because Rossi committing to site while Zeppa immediately backs off. I think they should have come to each other. That they should try to just see if they can take it together instead of having this situation happen where it's a 1v1 and basically a 1v3 at the end. If they maybe played together, they could have maybe got a little bit better of a fight. And Zelsis would have been further back, but I don't know that, but I do think they needed to play together there. I don't think playing separately was the move. They needed to commit to breaking it or backing off together. Psyche, if they played back, if they like forced away from each other in this moment, if they both backed up, they can at least hopefully get the trade onto Zelsis, guarantee, and then push back onto site together because they both are initiators. They should have a lot of util, which they honestly do. They have a lot of util that they can use to get back onto site. So I think Zeppa was correct here. I think Rossi more so trolled. I think you just respect this, back up, and let them try to kill Zelsis together and then play 3v2 with all your util. But that's the game for Pearl. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you learned a little bit something about Valorant and just about this game. See ya!